Hello everybody! Welcome back to Eagle and Guitar Guy 44's YouTube channel. This video is going to be a supplemental activity about descriptive writing. Now, as you guys might have seen, I am a prolific fan fiction writer. I still write it to this day. And I quite frankly think that everybody who watches these videos is creative in their own way. So this is going to be focusing on the top right corner of a scavenger hunt. More specifically, prompt number 1. Find a piece of art in your home, and on a piece of paper or device, write about it. This just so happens to be the piece of artwork that I myself have chosen. This is a picture that has hung in my parents' house for as long as I can remember. It is a painting that is called "And Crown Thy Good with Brotherhood." Yes, it is a direct quote, or the title is a direct quote from the patriotic song that we all sing on the 4th of July and on Memorial Day and all of that type of stuff. So I'm going to briefly talk about the 5 aspects that I personally think of every time I see this painting when I'm at my parents' house. I'm always quick to notice the following 5 key characteristics about that painting. The first is the snow on the ground. I'm taking a look at the scenery and all of that type of stuff. The second part is that I look at the smoke that is billowing from the chimney. Okay, I also noticed the deer that happened to be sitting in the front lawn having a nice little tasty snack. I also realized that there was more than one car in front of the house, so party type of thing. And that the house seems to be on some sort of body of water. For lack of a better term, I'm going to be saying that this body of water is a lake of some kind. So those are the 5 distinct things that I think of. When I notice the snow on the ground, I suddenly take a look at it and say to myself, I suddenly need a cup of hot coffee or hot chocolate. It's almost like I've been a little kid all day. I've been sledding all day. My little sister or little sibling, whichever one that you have at home, and I just cleared the driveway and the front porch to make sure that mom and dad can get in and out of the driveway pretty easily, and that as a result of everything, it is just incredibly peaceful. We don't see any people or footprints anywhere. It's just snow on the ground painting and giving the setting a lovely, little frozen type of scenery. I also noticed that there is smoke that is billowing from the chimney. Well, what's a good snowy day without a piping hot fire going at the same time? If you've been outside either working or sledding or doing all sorts of other different and cool activities, then fantastic. You need to have something to warm up with at the very end. So that means I've got my woolen socks on and my sweatpants are on. I've got my favorite chair. I've got a hot beverage in my hands, and I'm just sitting there just chilling. I am relaxed beyond the point of being relaxed. It is what it is. So I also noticed that there is a bunch of deer in the front yard, a couple of deer in the front yard. So my hometown has fewer than 15,000 people in it. I am from a town called Ottawa, Illinois. It is not uncommon for there to be deer in the front yard. It is not uncommon for there to be wildlife just absolutely everywhere. They're enjoying the weather the same way that I might have been earlier in the day. And then, oh, wait a minute, my brother just shouted at me saying that that'll look good on my bedroom wall, probably talking about one of the bucks or the male deer that is in this painting. Yes, that is my family. So when I see the wildlife, they are just relaxing at the same time. I also notice that there is more than one car in front of the house. So that means that my grandpa Ron might have steaks on the indoor grill. Big, thick, juicy sirloins, cooked medium rare. My mom's probably working on twice-baked potatoes and Irish-style noodles. My Grandma Toopy might have cookies in the oven. Grandma Marilyn is watching us from heaven because she's been deceased for many years now, but she's relaxed watching all of this. And Papa Stan and my dad are working on the fire, making sure everybody's nice and warm, making sure we're all cozy and relaxed, about ready to have a good meal, all of that type of stuff. And that the house is on the lake. Well, doggone it, I might be able to go ice fishing with Papa Stan in the morning, okay? I might get to hang out with him doing something that he might love, as well as something that I quite enjoy, and that is fishing in some regards. And goodness, have you ever laid back in your bedroom and you've listened to the wind hit your house or your apartment gently, the attic is rustling, okay? It just calms you down a little bit. And you also might think to yourself, I don't really want any more snow. This is the perfect amount. I'm happy. Everything is fantastic. Okay? Those are all things that I think about when I take a look at this portrait or in this painting. Now, the whole point of this is my theme is all about home. I do not have a copy of this painting in my apartment complex or wherever it is that I live, or where I live, rather. Okay, I don't have one. This is something that hangs proudly in my parents' living room. I always thinking about when I see this, I think about my parents, my extended family, how much I miss them, how much I miss my grandma, but everything is all positive. Everything makes me happy when I think about this. When I think of this painting, I smile, of easier times, all of that type of stuff. My mind, I just let it wander when I think of this painting. So I urge every single one of you, for yourself, what is one piece of artwork you have hanging in your house? It can be a painting of a cafe. It can be a sketch of wildlife. It can be absolutely anything you can possibly think of. As long as it really isn't a picture of yourself, I'm good with it. What themes does it invoke? What do you have in common with this, or how can you relate to this picture? And I want you to tell me in some way. If you want to, place a comment at the end of this video of your writing.